Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. I'm in the Chaoyang district of Nanning, China. This afternoon, it's October the 4th and it's 30 degrees outside. Holiday, 8-day holiday. You got the moon holiday and you got China Day. It's the same as July 4th or July for the Americans or July 1st for the Canadians. But that's not what this video is about. Yes, Gweilo watched the presidential debate and it got me to thinking, you know, the idea of professionalism is basically out the frickin' window. What an embarrassment to the American people. And I thought it was embarrassing having Trudeau as a prime minister in Canada. Well, you got two 12-year-olds standing on a stage trying to tell each other who's smarter than the other one. You know what I mean? It's like my dad's bigger than your dad. How embarrassing. And but again, that's really not what this video is about. What this video is about is it got me thinking about the difference between Chairman Xi, the leader of China, and Donald Trump, the leader of the United States. And the first thing that came to mind is one looks like a clown and the other one doesn't. One's got a regular haircut, dresses properly, doesn't have a clown haircut with white around his eyes, and the rest looks like a clown. It really does. You know, perception, understanding, and perception are very important in a political world. Are people going to take you seriously? And with Donald Trump, obviously not. You know what I mean? Then you get into the economy where the American economy is in trouble right now. Why is that? Poor leadership. Chinese economy is just rocking, guys. Like, seriously, it is. You look at Xi, and he's got about a 90% rate of people behind him here in China, where in the States you've got Trump at about 43%. But you see, the difference is Xi tries to unite the people of China, and that's one of his main goals. Not only unite the people of China, but unite Hong Kong, Xinjiang, Tibet, yes, and Taiwan. Wants all of China to be exactly as it was before. So he's into reuniting and keeping people together as Chinese people. In the States, Trump is trying to divide the people, divide the Democrats against the Republicans, divide the blacks against the whites, divide. What did he say in the thing the other day about the Proud Boys? Stand down and stand by. In other words, it's like he's creating animosity. If there was a fire, he'd be the guy walking around with a gas can. And this is the leader of the United States. See, the Communist Party, if that's what you want to call it, and the Chinese government is creating jobs. They're creating initiatives. They're making inroads with other countries around the world in the Belt and Road Initiative, free trade zones, education camps. You're going to say re-education camps. No, educating poor people so they have trades, so they can support their families. All of these things make China a stronger place in the world economy. Then you get over to the other side of the world. They're pulling out of the Paris Climate Accord. They're pulling themselves back the way that China used to be, away from the rest of the world. They're segregating themselves. They're not creating jobs. They're not creating initiatives. They're giving out more welfare. They're turning into a welfare state is what they are. The government doesn't work for the people anymore. Like in China, the government works for themselves so that they can get reelected, and it's all about big business and big money. Now that you're looking at big business and politicians, all that other stuff, and they say, well, yeah, but China stole our jobs. Well, no, it wasn't. You see, that's a difference between China and the United States also. The big corporations, the politicians found that they could make money by sending jobs overseas where it could be made cheaper, and thus the corporations make more money. The corporations could lobby the politicians with more money, and it was good for that. You got it, that 1% of rich people and politicians that become part of that 1% of rich people. It's a different beast over here. The politicians, if they were into taking advantage of people here in China, they would end up in frickin' jail. I'm telling you, they have no patience for shit like that. And so what you get is you get a place that grows and makes high-rises, beautiful roads that I'm standing beside. I'm sorry guys, it's going to be loud for the second half of this video because I walk one way, I walk the other way. I wanted you to see the government building. There's so much more to China than there was in the past, and people are thinking that China is that place that was in the 60s and 70s and even 80s. It's not like that anymore. And the difference is the leadership of the country. Just look at the leadership when COVID hit the Wuhan area. Everything was locked down. Everybody worked together. Everybody worked in the same direction. And then after about 6 months, it was basically gone here in China. Nobody's wearing masks. The GDP is rising. People are at work. They never did really stop. They stopped for the quarantine time periods and the lockdown time periods, but other than that, everybody went back to work right away. So they're back creating jobs, they're creating money, they're creating a world around them that you see, and it's getting better and better and better. Now, when you get over to a place like the United States, they've got over 7 million people have got COVID-19. Over 200,000 people have died from it. Even your chief, Donald the Duck Trump, and his wife have come down with COVID-19. That just shows you the lack of understanding, the lack of leadership, the lack of doing anything frickin' proper, guys. Like, from the economy, to jobs, to small business, to COVID-19, to, you know, the only thing that person thinks about is the stock market. But the stock market's up. Yeah, well, that doesn't help your regular little guy, you know, the people on the street, guys. And then you get into how many places around the world has he warred on, has put boots on the ground, is taking foreign countries and occupying them in the United States. And it's not just Donald Trump on this one, it's every frickin' president you guys have ever had has either started a war, been in a war, police state, you know, attacking other people. They're spending your tax dollars. Yes, they're taxing your ass to the limit so that they can wage war on other countries, because the big gun selling people are lobbying them with billions of dollars so that they make more money, because, hey, you need more guns. You need, if you're going to kill people, you got to have guns. You got to have fighter jets. You've got to have aircraft carriers. You got to have. So they tax the living bejesus out of you guys, so that they can build more aircraft carriers. In China, it's different. They build buildings. They build roads. They build subways. They build. See, that's the difference between the United States leadership and the Chinese leadership. Is one is doing it right for the people, and the other one is doing it right for the lobbyists, for the big corporations, the 1% that what you might want to call a new world order. But you see, it's going to backfire on them, because I think it's not long before China is on top of all of this stuff, because they're going at full steam over here, and everybody in the West is basically sitting there waiting to see what the hell happens. And it won't take long before China just overtakes everything, and that's just the way it's going to be. So where are you going to be sitting on the fence when that happens? And Donald Trump ain't going to come and save you, because chances are November 3rd, his ass is grass. You know what I mean? He's got COVID. I go back to the stupidity of this debate. Well, was it a debate or an argument between children? You know what I mean? And if you've got these type of people that have knee-jerk reactions, don't know what they're doing, aren't real politicians, how the hell are they going to run your country? They might make a good decision here and there, but if they start making bad decisions here and there too, it's going to affect so many people. And that's exactly what you're seeing right now, is everything in the United States is basically going to rat shit, and everything in China is business as usual, because they go slowly, they do things properly, and they don't make mistakes. Sure, Chairman Xi and the Chinese government has very strict rules and regulations and laws stating that you can't do this or you can't do that. And if you do, like I was saying the other day about drug abuse, violent crime, you can be running into some severe penalties for stuff like that, and that stops people from doing bad things here, or stupid things. Let's call it stupid things. All right. So in the United States, it's different. Canada's even worse. You know, Canada is one of those countries where, holy smokes, you can get away with just about anything. It's an embarrassment. So when you hear the rhetoric about the state saying that China is the #1 biggest threat to the Western world's way of life, you have to understand who's saying this, where this is coming from, and understand the type of people that will say stuff like this. It's not your regular Joe on the street, because it has no bearing on regular Joe on the street's life in the world of going to work, raising your children, going to school, all of these other things. It's politicians and the 1%ers that are saying this, because yes, if China takes over, those politicians are going to look bad, and those 1%ers aren't going to make as much money. So when you hear this rhetoric, figure out where it's coming from, understand it. And when these 1%ers and politicians are telling you that China is suppressing the population of places like Tibet, the population of places like Xinjiang, Hong Kong, you've got to understand where that's coming from too. Are these the same politicians, rules and regulations, governments, Democrats, Republicans, that suppressed the blacks, had them as slaves? Is this the same people that killed countless indigenous people in North America? Yes, Canada too, and put them all on reserves. I remember, I think it was 1967 or 68. I was just a little kid, and I remember Indians in Saskatchewan had to get a ticket to leave the reserve. Okay, if that's not suppression, I don't know what it is. You know, the idea that these people over the times of history have suppressed basically all visible minorities, the Chinese being one of them. So when they're telling you that somebody is suppressing somebody else, you have to look at these people and say, well, haven't you done this in the past? Haven't you done worse than this? Haven't you done this haven't you occupied countries and suppressed people like in Iraq and Afghanistan and all of these different places? So when you start throwing this out as being something that is intolerable, is something that other people should look at and listen to you and the way that you portray it, because I'm in China. I sort of have a lucky sort of look at it. I've lived in Canada, I've lived in the United States, I've lived in China, I've been around the world. So I sort of see between the lines, and I see that China isn't like what the American media puts it out to be. China has nothing but the best intentions for places like Xinjiang province, for Tibet. They build roads, they build airports, they build schools, they build infrastructure. They're trying to make their lives better. They're trying to stamp out terrorism. Of course they are. They're trying to educate people so that they can take care of themselves, their families, their friends, educate them to the point where they can prosper in their own land. Okay, it seems to be the opposite, because as soon as they do that, the Americans say, oh, oppression. Well, that's not oppression, guys. It's growing a country and a people stronger to be able to fend for themselves. Anyway, I could go on for hours on this subject. That's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the bell. Don't forget to resubscribe. And guys and girls, never forget to put a couple bucks in the children's patron account. It's for a good cause. Poor rural Chinese children, they just need a helping hand. We can help them. Help me, help them. Thanks for watching. Bye now.